first, obviously, I'm a black man.
Right. Facts.
I'm a black man. Like, there's no mistaking that for anything. So, I'm black, and a black cup of coffee is good. Right? That's a good cup of coffee. A black cup of coffee is good. I don't need to add any cream or sugar to that. I don't need to add anything to who I am. I'm already like God is like already solidified that I'm good.
Approved, yeah.
So that's one point. Another one is like life itself is bittersweet. Right? So you got your good, you got your bad.
Okay.
You got, you know what I mean, the stuff that's like super sweet in life, stuff that ain't so sweet.
Right.
But bring them together and dude, you got a good life, but also you got a good cup of coffee.
Right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Walk with Drew. My name is Drew Muzan. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode. We're still in season 2. Want to be sure to let you guys know to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Get this interview out to your friends. This interview has been something I've been trying to get in the works for a while. I've been listening to this guy for a little over a year. Heard about him, I want to say. Well, first met him, I want to say, what was it, like a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
At Ready, it was like a year and a half ago. It was like a year and a half ago. He came to my church, he performed, and that was the first time I really heard him, saw who he was. He tore it down. It was great. And then I started seeing him at several other spaces around the city. We know all the same people. And yeah, for season 2, I wanted to get him in the building and actually into his building because we're on location. We in his building today on location. Tecoby, what's good with you? How you doing?
What's good, bro? I appreciate you coming through, being at my crib.
Yeah, it's your crib.
Is good. Yeah, I like this, man.
Yeah, the vibe is right though. You got the plants and the record player. I like that record player.
Yeah, bro. I looked up. People are super generous to me for whatever reason. I have no idea, but they're super kind.
It's better. It looks better than mine. Mine's like one of the newer Voltaire, whatever the new brand is. That's mine.
I need one of them old joints.
Yeah, but you're sipping on the coffee already. We're gonna talk about this coffee obsession that Tecoby has. I definitely want to get into because it's deep. He just showed me before we recorded. He just showed me at a poster of a coffee plant, and he told me that coffee was fruit. I never knew that. So this is gonna be a very interesting conversation. But if you would just like indulge me a little bit, tell me a little bit about tell the people a little bit about who Tecoby is.
Man, I'm an onion, bro. So,
onion, so many layers.
Yeah, my fiance can attest to that. But yo, I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. So 252 is home. Most people talk about it like it's like country.
Yeah, that's why when you said Rocky Mount,
but it's like country. It's not really anything. But that's where I grew up, man. Born and raised there. I hooped for.
You was a hooper?
Yeah.
What position? You was out here?
Well, in small Rocky Mount, a 6'2" guy could be anything.
Center.
He could be anything. So I could do a little bit of everything, but I played some JUCO, and I was a guard in JUCO, man. So I hooped most of the time, and that was like my life. It was just youth group and hooping in Rocky Mount. So nothing real special.
So how did you end up getting started with music? Was like music your first choice, or was there other creative expressions before this one?
Absolutely not. Honestly, bro, I didn't really start taking music, even in the slightest serious, really until like 24.
Really? How old are you now?
I'm 29.
29. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in like school, and a homie of mine's we became homies. I had a bucket list of wanting to do just one project. I was gonna do one project.
Same. I still have that on my list.
I was like, let me do one project, and then I'm gonna quit. And that jump was called Tapestry, and it was cool for the time being. But we later realized, and I hope he didn't kill me for saying this, but it was trash.
He was a producer, or
Yeah,
okay.
and he was just starting out and getting like
Okay.
getting to know himself as a producer and artist. I had no clue at what I would do. I did spoken word and wrote, but rapping was like cool, but I didn't really have no shaping to what I was doing. And so, yeah, man, that was I was like 24 at the time, and I was just making like mediocre stuff. So I still
Everybody starts with humble beginnings though. Like
Bro.
I got tracks on SoundCloud. On my SoundCloud when I used to rap, it was trash. Like so much trash that I didn't know how to mix or engineer my stuff, so I just cut the song off. Like I just clip it at the end, so the song would just
stop. Oh my gosh, man!
The song it would be one verse because I didn't know I didn't want to make a hook, whatever like that. Like I remember going over Dead Presidents. I remember going over Primo beat, DJ Premier beat. I remember going over a couple of DJ Premier beats.
You went over the famous stuff.
Yeah,
bro. We made that project and we both hit each other up and was like, "Yo, we can't put this out." And came back and like started sampling stuff. He was heavily influenced by Ninth.
Okay.
So he wanted to do stuff the way Ninth did it, and we did like a little mixtape, and we burnt out all the CDs.
Yeah.
And we just like wanted to do stuff like the way that we saw it and admired. So bro, we burnt CDs.
Yeah, no.
And we put them on people's windshields.
Wasted money, yeah.
Huh?
Wasted money,
bro.
Yeah.
Wasted money and time. But the cool, like we had like these moments of like where it was cool, where we would like be chilling like on campus or whatever, and people would drive by and we'll hear our music.
This was college or this was high school?
It was college.
It was college?
Yeah, and we was like, yo, they like us. Like 3 months going by, nobody played our stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I got meager beginnings like that too. I remember when I was in middle school in the Soulja Boy era. In the Soulja Boy era, when Soulja Boy was coming up and
big
he was
tall
getting famous,
bro.
Yeah, big tall tees. It was like 15, 16, and one of my best friends at the time was a rapper himself, but he was heavily influenced by Soulja Boy and A-Rap and all of them back then, right? So he had a book that had a whole bunch of like artists like or managers numbers or like record labels numbers or whatever that I guess his father had. And we were being 8th grade, and I'd play like I'm his manager, and we'd call on the phone and play his record over the phone, trying to play his record over the phone to this is the first time I ever shared. This is weird. See, new interviews bring new stuff back to you.
That's crazy.
And I would literally be in 8th grade, and we'd be calling, and like, oh, I'm such and such's manager for his name was Stunner Boy. His name wasn't Soulja Boy. His name was Stunner Boy. His name was Stunner Boy, and I literally called like, hey, I'm the manager for such and such. You mind if we play his song on or whatever? Some people would answer, some people wouldn't. And then we actually had one guy actually call us back, like one manager dude like call us back. So yeah, definitely like meager beginnings like when it came to rap music. So definitely had trying to call people, trying to freestyle for the radio. Yeah, definitely.
We want that bold, man. We had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
We made a record after the mixtape. We made a record, and it was so different. I still think we had something going, but like, we just put it out. We didn't say nothing else about it. We didn't promote it.
Yeah.
Like our friends bought it. We made like $60 off that joint.
Yeah.
We made like $60 off. We was like, yo, this was cool. And then he moved, and I moved here.
Yeah.
And like, I ain't really talked to him though, but
yeah,
I hope he's doing well. But yeah, bro, that was my beginning, and then a friend of mine's like heard some of the mixtape stuff and was like, yo, you got potential. The funny thing is, he told me to read Rapping for Dummies. Right, like where
if you want to rap, don't ever read no book on try to rap.
No, not like it wasn't rap. It was like it was a book on like how to rap, like but it had certain things in there that help you understand like approach, right? Like how do you approach certain beats and sounds, right? I never read it.
Okay, cool.
So I never read it.
I wouldn't. I'd be like,
I just went and was like, yo. What does Andre rap on?
Boom bap.
right? What does
Eclectic.
Andre rap on?
That's
What
one of my
does like
questions. Okay.
Most Def rap on? You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's
The
one of my
cats that I
questions.
grew up listening to, what do they rap on? Because if I can just like figure out what they do and then turn something into my own, and I'll be fine.
So who are some of your influences? You're getting to one of my questions, so I'm gonna ask this one first. So yeah, so who were some of the influences?
Andre's a huge influence because it was the first. Him and Big Boy was the first rappers I like heard that sounded like me.
Oh, you heard what's that project? That famous project?
It was Aliens.
Aliens. What's the other one they got?
Aliens,
Aquemini.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was Aliens, but then like Elevators is what caught my attention because there was a snare. I was like I was like 5 or 6 years old in the back seat.
You remember that far back? I don't remember nothing.
Yeah, because the reason why I remember is because I was like my favorite cousin. I was in the backseat with my favorite cousin and my brother in the joint.
Okay.
And it was playing it. And he was trying to get me, he was like, cuz, this is how you gotta sway to it. He was trying to get me to sway. And I'm like super stiff-necked kid. And I was like, bro, sway.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
to say? But I was like, yo, but I like this.
Right.
And so I ended up digging into like Black Star. So Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
Most Def, Tribe, and then whatever BET Countdown was going to throw on TV that day.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
Avid BET watcher.
Yeah, bro. I miss it. What it is now is, yeah.
As a guy who wants to be on television, yeah, it's so trash. Like the hosting and it's nothing now. I mean, like they could still do countdown shows, not countdown shows per se, but there's still some room for music television. But it's just a lot of gossip. It's not like the art. Like I came up on the art, like writing articles. Like I used to write for XXL before print went out of commission. I used to want to do all that, and it's like it's nothing anymore. So it's really tragic. It's just YouTube now. It's YouTube shows and stuff now.
Like
so.
you either got a YouTube or is it Twitch now?
Yeah,
it's
Twitch.
Like snapping off.
It's all streaming stuff.
IGTV. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if I was like. And I had a moment of wanting to do journalism, but I wasn't good at this part.
Yeah.
With the like interviews.
Yeah.
Like
I love it.
Yeah, bro. I'm introverted. I get tired of talking to people.
We're gonna try to make it quick then.
Yeah. No, you good, but you in my career now.
Yeah.
But nah, like if I had to go out and like find cats, I'd lose my job, bro.
Yeah.
They'd fire me. They was like, bro, you don't do nothing. That's all you do is sit in the house. Yeah, man. But that's somewhat of my influences. But then it get kind of like all over the place. I had like a good Charlotte phase. I had a Fray phase. I had a One Republic phase.
Yeah. Oh, what was this? What was the style with the One Republic phase?
Bro, I like just listening to it. I mean, they just wrote really good.
Okay.
They just wrote good songs, bro. Cats will laugh at this, bro, but I like singer-songwriters were like low-key nice to me because I was like they really good at storytelling. Like it's a dude named Justin Uzaka. And like,
I remember that the After Tonight.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite songs growing up.
Bro.
I had it on iTunes. Yeah,
Bruh.
that was one of my favorite. The After
Bruh.
The After Night is a problem. Yeah. Wow, I just really showed my age with that. That was like 8th grade when I came out.
I was like, yo, he's nice.
Yeah, he was nice.
But you like, I'm a black dude on the basketball team. Like, who am I talking about this with? It's just like, I was like, bro, it really ain't a whole lot. I'm just, bro, I'm in my headphones looking off.
Yeah, nah. I mean, there's nothing worse like for me. Like, I remember being in high school listening to Justin Bieber, My World 2.0. When he first came out, yeah. I know all the words to like his first album, like the deluxe, or like the second version of his first album. I know all the words.
Bro,
that's all that. Yeah, it's we keep some of that stuff on. Yeah.
That's respect though, cause I was like, of course I want Bieber.
Yeah.
But I was Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
I was like I said, the Fray, bro. We just like, I was like, I ain't really know how to share it, cause I was like, I ain't seen nobody else. And the last thing I wanted to do was to be like, yo, dudes is talking about like the new Rule album, and I'm like, but that Timberlake.
Nah, his what's the joint where he had the white shirt on and the tie with that 2020? Beyonce song on that joint? No, that's not 2020 version. That I came out when I was in college. That joint is fire. That joint, that's the first time I really listened to Timberlake.
That's why I was like,
But
Timberlake might be a problem.
yeah, he was. Yeah, it was like 40 songs too, wasn't it? It was like a double side.
It's the double sided joint.
Yeah, that joint was fire. Yeah,
that was tough.
That joint was fire.
We was listening to that one day in the car. Shouty.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, when you had brought up talking about like what does Mos Def get on, what does Knife, what do they do? I had a question because a lot of your stuff is very eclectic.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is very eclectic. I wouldn't necessarily call it boom bap, but it's a lot of elements to it. You know, plug pun. Plug pun. But it's very eclectic. So I wanted to ask you. I'm like, yeah, like where does that come from? Like when you're a high schooler or you're a college student rapping, like man, because I'm like for me it was like okay. At first, I wanted to get on like some. You ever heard of Young Chop, like back Chief Keef? So I wanted to get on those type of beats.
Yeah.
But then when I started rapping, I'm like, where I rap is a more DJ Premier. Was that kind of how it happened to you? Like, did you try to get on like some trap stuff, and then you was like, yeah, nah, my flow it don't really work.
Bro, I'm gonna be super honest and like open. I don't think I like legit respected trap at first. So like if like there's times where cats would send me trap beats before, and I would like yo. In the moments I lacked humility, I was like,
"They know me."
I was like, I'm a rapper, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a rapper, bro. Don't send me this.
Yeah.
I don't play on beats, bro. And so I was like, but the more and more I actually listen, I tried. One day I tried.
Where's that at? I need that. You gotta give me the
Yeah, that joint. I ended that joint. I tried it and I was like, oh, yo, this is actually like, you actually got to know what you're doing.
You're right. It's a whole art.
My respect began to like really develop for cats like Walker, because you gotta like, it's like, bro, it's just, fam, it's a different energy. But now I got a ton of respect for it.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, since I didn't know what kind of artist I wanted to be, I knew I wasn't ready to choose.
Okay.
Like, so I wasn't ready necessarily to choose like I'm gonna be only hip hop.
Yeah.
But I was like I grew up listening to Maxwell too. I grew up listening.
I hear jazz influences and
and like Thelonious Monk is from Rocky Mount. And I got so like I mean I'm about to brag.
You got the.
So like I'm making a mess. But like I got some.
Coffee on there.
It's alright. I got some Thelonious Monk records, like
put that in
just cause, like that's
That's
home right there.
That's hard.
Like he moved to New York like early on, but like he's from Rocky Mount, yo.
Yeah.
And like we try our best to like make sure like, and so even in my first song that I put on Spotify, I made sure I put his name in there. Don't know how much people caught it, but I made sure to put his name in there. But he even him, man, was a huge influence on just like the sounds that I liked. And so I liked music. Like I just wasn't really sure, man. And so even with my music now, like I don't think I'll ever just be able to say I'm a hip hop artist. I think after a while I'll be developed into I'm a writer, I'm an artist that writes.
Yeah, that's why like in the questions, I don't know if you noticed, I'm like I rarely use the word rapper. Like I think of you kind of like a musician.
Thank you.
So yeah, so I never really put that word rapper there because I'm like you can spit, but I'm like it's a whole being able to form songs and being able to ride instrumentals and choosing the whole thing. It's a whole process, and definitely had much respect for you with that.
Yeah, like the two guys that produce it they're called the Kinetics.
Okay.
And like they kind of big broed me without big broing me, realizing like yo we built everything around one particular song.
Right.
And they took it away and would just send me stuff and we would just work that way, which was. I mean, it was a process, but man, they made it happen.
Right.
So yeah, but I think they understood off the jump too that I couldn't just be like, I'm not a rapper dude. So at least not yet. I might do it one day.
So another question I wanted to ask you too. So, see the hoodie, Jesus died for you. How does your faith kind of influence your music?
Man, probably in every way. Like I don't think I don't create at all without it. Like it's my worldview. It's how I see things. It's how I think through things.
Yeah.
So it kind of grounds everything that I make.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a solid question. I hope I answered that clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just grounds everything that I make.
Yeah.
Definitely like when I'm not walking well.
Yeah.
I don't create as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just
when you're
don't.
not like tapped in as much as you want to be, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, like I don't really think I can. I don't think I create well without God. So there's no way.
Yeah.
At all. I've been like in like a bad season, and all the stuff that I wrote from that stuff, I was like, bro, this is trash.
Yeah.
This is bad, bro.
The gift's still there, but you're not really tapped in. And that's the crazy thing about it, because like sometimes I feel like the spigot is turned off, but then correcting my theology, I'm like, the spigot's never turned off because he doesn't take it back.
Yeah.
But it's just you want to create from that space, so it's just like really hard. And I'm like, for me, doing content, it's like, bro, when I have no ideas,
Yeah.
it's like, dang, bro.
Yeah. Like,
But then soon as I start tapping back in more, the flood of it comes.
it's crazy. Yeah, I was because the way I see it, it's like almost I have like the wrong perspective on things. That's like almost.
Expand on that.
Well, it's like I can like you can see things, right? Like it's regular. Like I can see I'm in a bad season. I can see things are not going well. But with the wrong perspective, I don't really see a way out. Well, maybe I don't want to get out, or maybe, you know what I mean, I don't care to get out, or I'm just like I'm addicted to something, whatever the case may be. But for me, man, I was like I don't know sometimes when I'm not as connected to the source, or like my perspective isn't so like a bird's eye view. Like I need a bird's eye view to create. Like I can't create looking like. I can't look through like a peephole and be like, all right, I'm gonna create from that. Like,
so when you say bird's eye view of just your situation of life, or
yeah, situation, life, how to tackle my day. Just like very like day-to-day stuff.
Right.
Cause yeah, like there's days, bro, like everybody kind of, I don't feel like going to work. But
often.
yeah, but we
especially in the pandemic.
We need kind of a bird's eye view to zoom out a little bit and see like the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been reading a book called Call to Create. It's a book about talking about how God was the first entrepreneur, first creative, things of that nature, and it was talking about the necessity of work, or that work is good. Looking at like that work is good, and it was coming from this standpoint. Talking about different people throughout history that were Christians, that they were working, and their work actually, that using their work, like one specific person in the character they were talking about was like a guy who used to make watches back in like the 1800s in like a whole nother country. He was a believer. He was his pastor over his home had a shop, and when everything was going on with Adolf Hitler and everything like that, his shop was used to hide Jews.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like but it was his work. So it's just like, yes, there's a necessity, there's a good to work in, and it's something I'm still trying to grasp, because I want to do this thing full time.
Bro, check out Ecclesiastes.
Yeah. Okay.
Ecclesiastes, bro. It like puts the proper weight on the right things and it takes off the weight on the things that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need.
I gotta revisit that joint. I haven't been in it.
Because most people like read a joint and get depressed.
Not even. I like Ecclesiastes. I like Proverbs, but I'm like, I've been like in like a New Testament type phase. Like so I haven't even really been in like Proverbs and Ecclesiastes.
Some house churches. I think yeah, man. I've been on Ecclesiastes like on and off a lot, just because like I don't. Since I'm pursuing like music and stuff like that, it can consume me.
Yeah.
And I don't think I realize how much of a like workaholic that I can be.
Yeah.
Until like I start pursuing this joint, and it's like all I think about, and I'm not as present as I want to be. And reading Ecclesiastes like challenges me a lot on putting the weight on the proper things.
So for you said you're sometimes not as present. I got another question I'm gonna come back to, but saying you're not sometimes as present. A lot of your music talks about being present, talks about being patient, talks about growing. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's different to hear you say like, sometimes I don't be present.
Yeah.
Is that why you write from that perspective a lot?
Yeah, because the times that I am present, I realize what I've been missing. Either what I've been missing or like, dang, like there's like so much to gain with just being here.
Yeah.
When I'm not, like I gotta learn from that. And what you hear in my music is either what I've learned from that, or what I've like practiced and it's worked. And so yeah.
So and you also you mentioned reading Ecclesiastes. Another question I had was like, what other ways of self-expression do you tap into? Because I remember last time we was over here, you were saying you were painting or whatever while you were doing a devotional, right? I want to say, or you were doing something. You were doing something while you were doing devotional. It was different, other than just sitting and reading the Bible. You like to paint, like.
Yeah, man. At least in the mornings, dude, I can't do like the like the open up the Bible.
Yeah.
You open up the Bible and then you read it.
Sit, yeah.
And then you sit. And you think on it and then you write. Cause like we did that, but I think seminary screwed that up for me because it became academic.
Yeah.
And so I kept trying it afterwards, but I was like, this is dead, bro.
Yeah.
This is dead. And so what I started doing, my first thing that I started doing was I would just open up a psalm and like I would do the whole like breaking it down thing, but then I would write a little poem afterwards. Because
was that easy to just start writing poems?
Oh yeah, when you get the inspiration and the information's there, like the inspiration's there, it was just easy to do that. Like,
right.
But that was good for me to like at least get my head going in the right direction every morning.
Okay.
And so that's what I would do every morning. But after that kind of dried out, a friend moved to LA, and when they moved to LA, they gave me an easel and they gave me some painting stuff. And so I was like, oh, it'd be dope to just like paint in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I would paint in the morning for a little bit, and that was fire. And I was like, bro, I think I just
get
need
back to that.
Yeah, I was like, I think I need to like just create in the morning, like read the word. You know what I mean? Read the word, spend some time with the Lord, and then like, and just do something creative. Yeah. That's like it just gets me going. So
yeah. I was painting for a little bit, like back early quarantine. I had bought paint stuff. I was like, I'm getting to this whole painting thing, because I remember I was talking to a girl and she was saying, it's like, you've done like, what other stuff have you not done creatively? Because I'm like, I've written, I've rapped, I've done poetry, I do content, I do photography, I like do everything. And I was like, I even paint. I'm like, I wrote a book. I've done this. I've done that. But I was like, I tried to tap into painting because I'm like, painting. I hadn't done painting before.
Yeah.
And I get bored quick. So that's kind of I get bored. I get bored really quick.
And plus, I was trash.
Yeah. Just painting shapes and just.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I can only, I can only.
The playlist be fire though.
My playlist.
The playlist gotta be fire though. I know.
Bro, I ain't no friend. I might need to chill out with the playlist. I done got like 20 playlists that I just haven't finished. I haven't finished them joints, but I do love making playlists. They set moods, bro.
You gotta send me some, because I don't like to take the time to do that. I'd rather just listen to somebody else's playlist. Like when I work out, like I just put like songs on shuffle and just.
Bro, is there a way to get a check for this? Because you ain't the only way to say that, bro. If I can make playlists for people. Yeah,
I mean Spotify. You could do it. Like I'm sure there's blogs and there's brands that have people curate, like people on their staff that curate playlists or whatever, and then actually work for a company. Like it's music design. There's such things as music designers. Like one of my job, they actually like people pay them to curate Spotify playlists for their businesses. So I'm like, it's money in playlist making. You might just have to pursue that.
She about to look it up.
It's money in there, for sure. So what other ways? So is it painting? I know it's poetry. Any other ways of creative self-expression?
Lately, man, it's been film.
Film like taking pictures?
Yeah, like going to buy a roll of film, loading it up, and like just like going out here, throwing on the playlist.
Yeah,
and like just taking pictures. And like picking the right time of day, like this, like right now, the time of day we in, like, yo, this should be fire for some photos.
And just nature, or just.
Bro, I'm about to start taking pictures of like classic cars. So, as a friend of mine that like owns like a shop in the area, but they got like a lot of classic cars in the area, and I hit him up and asked if I can like slide through and like just snap some shots of it. And he was like, man, most definitely. So I've been like trying to gear up for that and make sure I understand what I'm doing before I go over there and waste my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my like outlet and like kind of pivot when I don't feel like writing or something like that. I go snap some photos.
Word.
Yeah,
that's different. Yeah, definitely. I can like my church. Like the first time I really started getting into people painting for worship. Like we brought people painting. Like one time we had somebody do like a violinist and somebody paint whatever. Like as worship was going on or whatever, and that's like the first time where my mind really started to expand on the concept of like morning devotion or like spending time with God like in the morning. Like it was just always, I'm old school, so I'm like all I need is really just sit there. I don't even need no music. I just sit there and read my Bible and just be good.
Right.
But starting to get tapped into other creatives, I'm just like, y'all paint while y'all do it. But we closed the box on this joint. We closed the box so much and just box God in, like
bro,
God can only be experienced through just reading the word.
Yeah, but like not even to say that like the way that like getting up in the morning just sitting in the word is like not cool, or not good enough.
Right.
But it's like, man, like I did need to find a way that really like gets me going in the morning. Like what's gonna help me focus on like what the Lord want me to focus on, and like doing it creatively is the best thing for me to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, man, I'm like, bro, I ain't even trying to go to work, bro.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
So you talked about getting up in the morning. Essential piece to getting up in the morning is coffee.
Yeah, bro.
Now, y'all that know him know he's an avid coffee drinker. Your day job deals with being in part of a coffee shop, right? Managing a coffee shop, right? You have your Instagram. People do first sips of coffee, right? You got the shirts that say nah, no cream and no sugar, right? So talk to me about your obsession or your start with like coffee, and why the hell do you like your coffee black? Why the hell do you like your coffee black, brother?
Man, so so mine started in Philly.
Okay.
Like I didn't live there.
Okay.
It was in a conference or whatever. A friend of mine was named Sandy. Shout out to Sandy. He was like, bro, I'm gonna buy you like a cup of drip coffee. And he bought the drip.
That's what I thought. Drip was just drip. So that drip is a type of coffee.
Yeah, it's literally just like,
I didn't even know that.
Like come into Enderly and be like, yo, just let me get the drip. And it's literally like batch brew. It's like what we have in batch brew. And it's like a regular cup of coffee.
So that EP was like, oh man, I'm thinking that.
You want me to take? So you want to know why I named drip?
Yeah, we can go there and then we're gonna go back to coffee. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Drip was named Drip because I wrote every song while drinking drip. So it was like it wasn't
eclectic.
Yeah,
okay.
So it wasn't like me. People like I think people listened to it thought I was about to be swagged out. I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah, I was like, okay, drip. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, drip coffee. I'm like, but see, that goes back to like the very eclectic artistry that I love about you. Because I'm like, even it's another question. So the other question's coming up. So go back to the coffee obsession because I was gonna talk about that later. So
yeah,
coffee obsession.
Yeah. So the homie bought me some drip coffee, and he was like, bro, you gonna drink this black? And I was like, I'm not drinking this black, bro. Like I'm gonna need you to douse this. And like, dude, he like poured it. It was like early. I think it had to be their first batch, because this joint, not only was it super hot, but like it was the first time that I tasted, like, it tasted good. Like it was just black.
And it tasted good.
It tasted good. Like it was savory. Like it was like mouthwatering good.
We probably got different taste buds. So
I'm
gonna trust you on that.
Nah, bro, I was so shocked.
Okay.
I was like, yo, he was like, yo, and I was like, yo, it was buttery. It just tasted, it was so good, bro. It was a Columbia too. It was Columbia, and I was like, man, like, what is it? Ever since then, I just was like, I've been drinking coffee black, but it'll be like, it takes a few cups, bro. It takes a few cups. Like, I still drink lattes.
You want to let the world know, okay?
Okay, I still drink lattes, bro. But like, I just like early in the morning, yo. Like, I don't want no cream and sugar in my drink, bro. Like, it's good, especially if it's a good bag, bro. Like, when you get, so right now I was drinking Rwanda. This drink is gone, but I was drinking Rwanda, and Rwanda has like apricot. I don't remember the other flavor notes, but like it's like flavor notes. And I was like, bro, every time I drink this joint, it got the same flavor notes. It tastes good. It's still full.
So how many cups of coffee you drink a day?
I actually don't drink that many. I drink like maybe 1.5.
Okay, but you just love it a lot.
I do love it, man. I don't. I ain't gonna go overboard.
Because I'm like, okay, this man have coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
No.
Type deal. Got the coffee.
Because otherwise, it loses its potency for me. Because I was like, I would drink it after a while. Like,
so does it wake you up? Because I'm like, coffee kind of gives me like a slight jolt, but like how you grow up hearing about coffee, like coffee's just supposed to make you like eyes pop up. Like it don't do that. It just makes me just. Like,
now if I was drinking 4 or 5, it probably would wear off at this point. Like it ain't even. That drink is probably like the same way water does. Like it wouldn't really like do anything for me. But since I try my best to like not overdo it. But I don't need that many cups. Okay. I don't need that many. I mean, if you ain't going to sleep, you might need to get you about 2 or 3. But I try my best to go to sleep, and then like I'm good. But yeah, I get like 1.5.
Okay. Yeah. I was expecting to hear some large number like 2, 3.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm 6 cups in.
Yeah, that's what I'm just like it's on some lean type. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro. I
like it was on some lean.
I try to get me like 1 good solid cup.
Word.
It's super meditative too, man. Like it's like a few methods, just like pour over. That's super meditative, man. It take about 4 minutes for you to do it, and it's just you doing it. And there's a way to go about it, but like. Bro.
So you're against the Keurig.
Bro, hey, do what you will.
He's against the Keurig. It's all natural for him. He likes the coffee beans.
I don't look.
He doesn't own a Keurig. He doesn't want to own a Keurig. He doesn't like Keurigs.
Keurig don't really do nothing for me. But for those that it does bless, be blessed in that. I have no.
I feel like you got a little word you want to say Keurig messes up the potency of the bean.
It's
fake. It's fake coffee.
I don't really ever remember drinking anything from a Keurig. Like I don't remember drinking. I don't know what people are getting out of the Keurig.
Yeah.
I don't know, and so enjoy that. Enjoy that if that's what you're enjoying.
You good over here?
I'm good, yo. I ain't even gonna hate on you at all. But. If you do want some coffee, you slide through Indley, bro. I got you, man. I got you. I'll make you a pour over. I'll take my time for you.
Yeah.
Unless it's like 150. Don't come through at 150 asking for no pour over.
150?
Because we close at 2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. People been coming in late.
That's retail period though.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't care.
They
that's
don't.
Retail. That's
and
retail.
I think it's been getting under my skin.
Yeah, I remember working at. I used to work at Under Armour at the outlets when they first opened, and we closed. They closed at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and I remember like closing some shifts and people coming like 8:57 or 7:56, whatever. Like 4 minutes, 5 minutes to close, and they spend 20 minutes in there, and we're already just sitting there just waiting to go. But they can't break down the registers while people still in there. So everybody just sitting around waiting for them to shop because you can't kick them out.
Yep.
And then they finally leave out. Yeah.
If we live up north, bro, I feel like we can kick people out, bro. But we in the south, so we gotta be
north,
like,
they don't tolerate that. Nah,
we gotta be like, oh my gosh, anything?
Nah, you guys, we're about to close, guys.
It's time to go. Yeah. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
5. It's time to go.
Yeah. Man. Well, there's times I do feel like a jerk, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just wait. Maybe I need to slow down and just let them run. Let them figure it out.
So, back to the question I had. So I was talking about the being eclectic, and you talked about how you named your EP off of Drip Coffee. I thought it was just talking about the drip, like you had the sauce or something.
Yeah.
A lot of your covers. Drag racing. Jokers is just drag racing and Mustangs out here. Ain't really
welcome to Tuck, baby.
These little city streets out here. So, talked about that, and then I go through your Instagram. I go through your catalog. A lot of your covers, a lot of the titles are very eclectic cosmos, and you got greenhouse effects. So we're gonna get into all those things later. But a lot of those things are very just eclectic. So like, where does that in the mind of Tecoby, like? Where does that come from? Like the ideas for these covers, the ideas for the subject matters, the ideas for the titles. Like where does it Where does it all come from? Because it's very different.
Dang, bruh. I think most of this stuff is like super natural. My homie Cam Avery did the cover for Drip, and we just talked about it, and we wanted it to look like a book cover because it was my first project. So it was like starting a new chapter, and I was like, how do I want to start a new chapter? And I wanted it to be authentically me, who I was, and what I do on a day to day. And that's how I create things more so from like a real authentic place, and everybody says that. But it's like, I was like, man, my head is in the clouds most of the time anyway. So I was like, how do I be in the clouds and like on the ground at the same time? And I was like, I gotta find like a happy medium.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Drip would be super dope to just name an EP because you think you know what that means.
Yeah.
You have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
But like, even it went so deep as like, so I care about the deep details of it. And Drip in itself has more to do with ratios of like when we like at the shop, I got to get the right amount of grams to water in order for like the coffee to taste the way it's supposed to. Be all this like flavor notes and stuff.
It's a science.
Yeah, so it's a science to it, but so is life, right? And so you get get Drip. Drip is about balance.
Yeah.
And so that's why the whole thing is like talking to, like, if you can follow the thread, it's me trying to find a balance within my person. And so and so most of those installments are definitely written in the morning while drinking Drip, but those things are like, I was trying to figure out my balance here while I'm in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Came to Charlotte. What am I going to do in Charlotte? How do I pursue what I want to do in Charlotte? But I was like, I knew I needed to check myself first before I actually like.
So you moved to Charlotte like last year or 2 years ago?
2018.
Okay.
2019.
Oh, so you still new.
Still very, very new here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and people have welcomed me very, very well.
Yeah, Charlotte, it's a South.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Especially the artist community.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, and of course, I'm still new to being an artist, and I lived in Raleigh before here, and cats were super cool there, but I did learn that you can't expect it to be like that everywhere.
Yeah, no.
And so I'm like, man, I'm super thankful for the people here in Charlotte that's just like showing a bunch of love to a guy like myself. So, yeah.
I wanted to kind of get into Greenhouse Effects.
Yeah.
I've been listening to it lately. A lot of your stuff, man, your stuff is good to listen to when you wake up. Your stuff is good, but I can sense the coffee drinker in it because coffee is first, like your first sip or whatever. Like some of your music is kind of like the first breath. Like you wake up and you're driving your car in the morning or whatever. That's what you put on, like how you would drink coffee. Yeah. I can kind of see the correlation with that. But kind of get into Greenhouse Effects, why the title, and talk about the project a little bit.
Man, dude, where do I start? That's crazy. So I made a definition for it, and it's like pretty much where homies like just go to grow. Like a greenhouse is like pretty much where you have pretty much an incubator or an environment that is conducive for growth.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So, I felt like when it came to the people that I met here in Charlotte, like in a sense, like these people have been like helping me grow. And then there's people in Charlotte too, but like I'm surrounded by like just good people. Right. That's like helping me grow, that's helping me be better. Of course I want to do the same for them, but like, Greenhouse is essentially about like God and homies. Like these like people have been like super like good to me. And like me and my fiance talk about this all the time, where it's like, we really have like a good thing here. Just in our friends. Like, so that's initially where like I started thinking through it, like when I first started writing it. I started writing it like last year this time. Okay. Just cause it was like, it was Christmas and I couldn't go home to go see my family. And so I like literally stayed in the room for like not 3 weeks, but 3 days, and like knocked out a good bit of the songs. But
You did Elements last year too?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, we loved Elements so much that, bro, I ain't let nobody hear it for a long time. We ain't let no, like, of course I let the homies hear it,
Right.
but I was like, bro.
That's a hit.
But I was like, I rush stuff though, so I be like ready to, like, when it was done, I was like, yo, let's throw it out.
Yeah, it's so hard as a creative not to just throw it out. Like, I fight myself. I released that cover for my show. I was gonna release that to Christmas Day. But I'm like,
I gotta put it out.
I gotta put it out there.
And
yeah,
everybody was just like, nah, bro, you should just hold on to it. And I was like, he's like, it's not ready yet. And but it took us a year to get these songs down. But yeah, Greenhouse is essentially, man, like, specifically for me, like, speaking of like my friends, like, have been just a greenhouse for me. And like, I just kind of feel like that's what my life is. Like, my life is sort of a greenhouse right now. Things are growing really well. Like, at least relationships wise, we have like really good relationships and really good friends. And so that's been the greenhouse effects is essentially.
So have you always been this self-aware? Like, I hear a lot of, like, talking about growing and patience and live music. I want to talk about Better Pace in a second, but you hear a lot about growing and patience in a lot of your music. So was it like, has it been a process to become this self-aware? But like, I'm growing, I'm all about growth, or has it always been there?
I think it's like I've always been like super self-aware. I don't think I've ever I've never really talked about it until like recently over the last few years. But definitely growing up, like, my brothers moved out of the house when I was like 15. When they were like 15, 16, I was like 10.
Oh, wow.
So it was just me. So most of the time I'm just left there with my thoughts.
Yeah.
And so, like, as an only child, man, the only thing I like had to, whether entertain myself, whether it was
by yourself, talk to yourself, make up stories.
Like I just kind of got to know myself. But I got to know myself through writing, like writing and thinking through my thoughts and digging through my thoughts. And I just be sitting there in thought all day. And like
in the class, I got a homie like that.
Yeah, and like I know for a fact I would say stuff to my mom, and my mom would be like, "Go, it's just a figure of speech," and I'm just like, "Nah, bro,
that's something deeper."
I was like, "Nah, it's something deep about that, bro." Yeah. I'm like philosophizing everything.
So philosophize, no cream, no sugar, because I forgot to. We talked about the coffee obsession, but we didn't really get into the phrase no cream, no sugar, because even on the website, y'all. It's even on his website.
Yeah,
it's on the website. So like, I know it's a deeper meaning. I feel like I saw one of your Instagram captions. You talked about it a little bit, but can you kind of delve a little bit deeper about what that means?
So man, I just kind of made like 3 like points on it. And so first, obviously, I'm a black man.
Right.
I'm a black man. Like, there's no mistaking that for anything. So I'm black, and a black cup of coffee is good. Right? That's a good cup of coffee. A black cup of coffee is good. I don't need to add any cream or sugar to that. I don't need to add anything to who I am. I'm already like God is like already solidified that I'm good.
Approved, yeah.
So that's one point. Another one is like life itself is bittersweet. Right. So you got your good, you got your bad. Okay. You got, you know what I mean, the stuff that's like super sweet in life, stuff that ain't so sweet. Right. But bring them together and dude, you got a good life, but also you got a good cup of coffee.
Right.
And the way I was raised, bro, is that I just don't need to sugarcoat anything. Yeah. At all.
Would you consider yourself blunt or just real?
I don't know. I think there's something more that's for somebody else to say. I don't know. I try my best to be as honest as I possibly can and as straightforward, but like I just wasn't raised to like kind of hold back necessarily.
Right.
So those are like the 3 points, man. Don't sugarcoat. Life is bittersweet.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm a black man.
Yeah,
So.
I like that. It's a kind of got a couple entendres in there.
Yeah, man. Like it's so funny because their mugs are in a shop, and it's been like really cool to watch people like watch it and be like, oh my gosh, I love that, and not know what it means, not know what it means whatsoever. But of course, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, that's part of the art too, because that's what I was telling you with my whole brand idea. I was kind of worried at first about like people gonna get it off rip, but sometimes like within artistry, it's good to know it yourself and then keep it and let put out the stuff that surrounds it and allow people to form their own definition, and then you tell them, or it finally clicks for them down the road.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's bruh. I was cool with putting it out at first because I did the shirts first, and I was like,
it's on the site.
They were, bro. They like sold out. I'm gonna re-out in 2021. I'm gonna re-up, but like I figured it was good. It's totally fine to paint the picture for them later. And so I was like, if they wondering about it, that's fine.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Yeah,
because when I tell them what it is, they either gonna stay or they leave.
Yeah,
but like, thankfully they stayed. They've been very, very faithful.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want you to get into your Better Pace record. It's another fan favorite. I think a lot of people been digging Elements, but the first song I heard you perform at Ready was Better Pace. And everybody was singing it. It's one of those things. I'm like, okay, so it's a fan favorite. People dig it. Can you kind of get, because that you talk about a tortoise in that record. Talk about being patient, walking slow. How important is patience, in your life for you?
Man. That's just the pace, bro. Like, and then I think it does look different for everybody. It's kind of hard to generalize patience for folk. Right. Because now you're talking about telling somebody, oh man, like, you need to be patient like this. But it's like you don't know what God has for them. Right. You don't know how long they've been working on this. Right. And for them to continue to be patient or to figure out when to be assertive or to figure out, all that is just so hard. Right. And I figured out what my pace was, like, when I wrote that song, because I was like, I really need to take my time and develop myself and my mind and my mental health and my artistry. Yeah. Like, because when I released that, I really started taking it serious. Because I was like, bro, first of all, I spent a lot of studio money on that.
That's another thing why I stopped being a rapper too. Because once I found out how much it cost to mix a song, I said, "Yeah, nah, I'm good."
Man, shoot, you better get you some homies.
And that's the thing. You in college, you don't know. I knew a bunch of rappers. I didn't know nobody was in the studio. So I'm just like.
But like, if you could go, like, man, and bro, I think I might have tweeted this the other day, bro. I was like, it's really hard to help folks who like don't want to put the work in, and it's like. Some cats think like, oh man, your folks be handing stuff to you, but I was like, no, bro, they gave it to me because they believe that I'll do something with it. Yeah. And so I was like, bro, if you learned how to mix, you probably be more paid than your rapper friends too. Yeah. But you could have changed a lot. And like, bro, I've been tempted to learn how to mix just cause.
But it's the patience factor. Like I said, that's where it came from me. I'm like, I don't got the patience to sit there and learn. There's certain things like that you like with content and doing certain things. I'm like, yeah, okay, I got the patience to figure this out. I started with an iPad. Yeah. So, but everything else, like other stuff, I'm like, yeah, nah. I let that be a couple more years before I sit down and develop the patience to want to pursue, learn how to mix.
And and I think you'll be patient if you love it. Yeah.
Facts.
Like I loved creating and making stuff, and so I was like, man, if this is gonna be my pace, I gotta be patient with it and watch it. Like, and I felt like a assurance about the direction, about going about it. And so once I realized like I had the love for it and this is the way I should go, I was like, all right, being patient here will be worth it. Yeah.
And it's like another side to patience. Patience is sometimes painful. I believe as well, and like when you're trying to figure out your whole artistry thing or trying to do anything on your own, anybody out there trying to do anything on your own, you gotta practice patience. Yeah. So how's that journey been for you? Kind of as an independent artist trying to figure this thing out. How has it been for you?
Bruh, it's very, very stressful more so because I'm not saying I'm not broke now, but I can pay my bills now. Of course, I have a job, but when I had better pace, dude, when I dropped better pace, I was laid off my job. I laid off my job, and I was only working at a coffee shop in Raleigh, and so I was like, man, I didn't know what I was doing, bro. I had no clear direction on how I was supposed to be making money. Yeah. I was supposed to be supporting myself and like anything. So bro, it was like super stressful, and I probably didn't show it per se, but bro, I was freaking out most of the time of the day. I think I had a panic attack one time. I was like, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. Yeah. So bro, it was crazy. Mostly because of the money thing, but also like, you got big homies that's telling you that you got potential, that you good.
Like, can this potential get you paid?
Yeah, bro. Like, ain't nobody paying me off potential, bro.
Yeah, it's facts.
And then like just also like getting other people to like believe.
And that's the hardest thing. Like, I don't even come till later sometimes, I feel like. Yeah. And with anything, like a lot of people watch you, but not a lot of people support, and not a lot of people like believe up front. It's like they almost need something big to pop off for that to validate you, for them to believe you.
Yeah, but also let it be known that somebody had to tell me I had potential.
In order for you to start?
For me to start and for me to start taking it serious, for me not to play with it. Because like I like nowadays I think about it, I was like, I don't think I could ever be mad at anybody not believing at first, because there was only one person that believed in what I was doing before I was even doing it. Like, they was like, yo, you got potential. Yeah. I was just messing around, bro, with a mixtape. Yeah. So I won't like even when he said it, I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? I put out, but he let me around the band, he let me around the crew. Right. He was super helpful, like for real. But even then, I was like, what is it? Like, Tecoby, your artist? Yeah. Hell no. I ain't no artist, bro. Like, there's no way I'm an artist. Right. Like, but the more and more I did it, the more and more I was like, bro, I kind of like this joint, dog. This joint kind of fun. And I'm not an attention-seeking dude. I really just enjoy crafting it.
Put that to work.
Yeah, so super thankful for that, for sure.
So, up next, what do you got? What you got planned in 2021?
I low key. So I will be getting married in May.
Shout out.
I'll be getting married in May. So I'm really excited about that. I literally thought about pausing and not doing anything until after May. I literally thought about doing that. Still thinking about doing that. Yeah. But
I respect that.
But then there's I haven't had like a humongous idea since Greenhouse was finished. Okay. Like when it was finished, not when it came out.
You don't create. You create off of inspiration, not like just continue to just.
Yeah, and so like I'll dibble and dabble and stuff like that, but like I ain't really had no concepts. But recently, I think I may have a concept that I may drag out 2020 and 2021. I don't know yet. Still trying to put some pieces together for it, but I feel like it's a good idea, and so it might be more of a nano cream and sugar thing. Okay. And so 2021, I'm probably gonna work on like more nano cream and sugar stuff than I will just myself. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So last thing I do this with every artist. It's called Explain That. So I dig through your bars. And I recite your bars. I don't spit them like you spit them, because can't nobody spit them like you spit them. But I recite your bars to see if you know your song, and you have to guess the song, and then you have to explain the bar.
Okay, this is scary.
All right, so you said my aesthetic is perfected when I've selected my location off the grid. Spent some time to reminisce on the sweetest bliss. What song was that?
Oh, man, it's Cosmos.
Talk about that bar for me.
Man. That's one of the Cosmos. Which Cosmos is that?
It's Cosmos. I don't remember. It's one with the cover. One with that cover, I want to say.
That's Cosmos too. Personally, my favorite Cosmos. But, bro, so both of those songs are based off like my introversion.
Okay.
And just like what it means for me to like. So let's deal with the actual definition of cosmos. Cosmos is like a well-ordered space.
Yeah.
And my well-ordered space is my house and my home when I'm away from everybody. So what am I doing to order that space and order my mind? And so that pretty much my aesthetic is perfected when I've selected my location off the grid. It's pretty much where nobody can find me.
Yeah.
Like you can't find me. I probably won't even answer my phone unless your name is Kara or Layla.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, yeah, bro, that's what that bar is. Like, I'm getting away.
Okay.
Yeah.
The introversion.
Yeah.
So second bar. See if you know this. This should be real easy. Maybe not, but yeah, should be. So he says, "So Lord, give me momentum that ain't so momentary or temporary. The growth is pending. I'm hoping this road is good for my soul."
That's Breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe, but you know who produced that joint?
Who produced that?
Young.
Really?
Young produced that joint.
I love that song.
That song was a year.
A year ago?
That was a year old. That was the first time I recorded my move to Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had stuff in the tuck.
Yeah, bro. I ain't had no so many homies looked out for me when I moved here. Somebody like the homie Hunter. Hunter gave me a laptop, yo. He was like, bro, I won't using it. You can have my Mac.
Yeah. Wow.
A Mac?
Yeah,
bro.
No, I ain't giving mine away. I'm sorry.
Mac?
Yeah, I'm not giving mine away.
I'm never going. I don't care how much I haven't used it.
Yeah.
I'm never giving you my Mac unless you absolutely need it.
Yeah.
But
facts.
Like he gave me a Mac and I had a little bum mic.
Yeah. My first mic was a little $300. No, was it $300? It was like $100 mic, where the first word would cut off. The first letter would cut off when you started. When you started, it would cut. The first letter would cut off of the word when you. So it was like I would start, and it would cut off the first. Yeah, it was. That's how trash it was.
That would be so frustrating.
Yeah.
I had like this little whack pop filter with rubber bands on it that was on the mic. I hold the mic like this. I'm in here. I'm like. I'm in the closet recording that joint. Yeah. But I'm going in. Mm-hmm. I'm going in as hard as I possibly can. And then when I heard the joint, I was like, oh, this joint. I was like, that's a good tape. I remember
recording in my closet too. I had the pop filter and everything, but everybody always had the first struggle mics. I think everybody had a struggle mic at first. Like, yeah. Even when I was doing the podcast and content thing, I had a little $15 little microphone that had little stands on it, put on the little table or whatever, and that was my little podcast mic. First mic. So yeah, it's a process,
bro. But I was so proud of that song. I held on that one too. Like we held on the Elements. I was like, bro, I might have snapped on that one. I think I'm gonna hold it. And I would let people hear, and they was like, bro, I think that song good. That's finished. That's finished right there. Mm-hmm. So I was like, dang. Yeah. So then I had to put it on Drip because I wrote that junk in the morning too.
You put Breathe on it? I thought Breathe was on a Greenhouse Effects. Or no, I'm sure. Was it?
Nah, Breathe was on Drip, the first Drip.
Really? What song was I thinking of? What song
was the second.
What song am I thinking of? Oh, Beautiful is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm thinking of Beautiful. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, people ain't know I could sing, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was like, okay.
People ain't know I could sing.
Yeah, we gonna get an R&B album?
They thought I was maybe. Now that I'm getting married. Can I make an R&B album? No.
No.
I'm gonna make an R&B.
You make an R&B album? Yeah. Streets need that.
The streets need an R&B. They needed like a marital R&B album. They need one that's straight out of marriage.
Straight out of marriage. That's just gonna title it. Straight out of marriage.
Straight out of marriage. Oh, that's kind of hard too. Nah, it's not.
Nah, because you going into marriage. So
straight into marriage.
Yeah, straight into marriage.
Wild in marriage. What? Meaning of marriage.
Yeah. See, this is why I came, so to inspire Drip.
Hey, bro.
External Drip, not
Drip 2 is the meaning of marriage. Go cop. Nah,
executive produced by me. You know what I'm saying? EP, you know what I'm saying?
I do need some executive producing in my life. Might need to do that. But
hey, man, I'm with it. But I had fun, man. Thank you for allowing me to come to your space and just rap with you for a little bit. You're definitely a very introspective, eclectic dude, and we definitely need to have more conversations like this.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I'm more so honored that you even like hit me up. I was like, word. I didn't think anybody like really cared about like the the way that I make stuff. So it was
Yeah.
super cool to have somebody ask me. Nobody's ever asked me these questions before. So
That's dope. That's always a
appreciate it.
first. I always love to hear that. You want to shout out your social media just for everybody to follow you?
Bro, I got two. So, personal one, where all my music will be on, is it's Tecoby. So NAHITSTECOBY. And then if you want to follow the brand, Not No Cream or
I'll
Sugar,
zoom in on that. Yeah.
it's pretty much NAH and then No Cream or Sugar. So yeah, they both pretty connected. So go check those out.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it. This was another episode of Walk with Drew. My name is Drew Muzan. This was Tecoby. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, watch this video, get it out to all your friends. And until next time, peace out. Peace.